Okay, everyone, good evening. It's Lindsay Wilson, and you are here for my Q&A. Welcome. It is so nice to be with you all tonight. We are going to start as we always begin, and then we are going to jump right in with Lynn. Not to scare you too much, Lynn, but thanks for being brave. I owe Lynn one. So anyway, if you'll just take a moment, and as long as you're not driving, close your eyes for a moment. Oh, and actually do this. Don't keep typing. Turn off Facebook. Don't eat. Don't look out your window. And just inhaling all the goodness there is. All the potential there is for this hour we have together tonight. All the possibility. All the excitement of what can be created in this time. And exhaling out any tension you feel in your body anywhere. Any distractions, any worries, any limiting thoughts, anything that keeps you from thinking you can reach your goal, because it's just not real. It's just not real. Really inhaling in whatever you need to bring into this hour, whatever you need to bring into your business, whatever you need to bring into your life. And exhaling any little other thing you might need to. If there's tension in your left baby toe, let it go. And when you feel really grounded and present and open, go ahead and open your eyes. So, Lynn, we get to start with you. We didn't get to Lynn on Tuesday night in the Mastermind, and I apologize. I was so amped up with helping everyone, I didn't repeat the instructions over and over, which was to press *61, so my apologies. But Lynn, I would love to, and I'm not singling her out, I've already talked to her about doing this tonight. If we can start with what your goal is for your business so that I can help you really drill down into exactly what you need. I think very often we think we know what we need. And in the people that I coach, I find that quite often you can only see as much as you can see. And sometimes it's like I can go to the doctor and I can say I've got a tickle in my throat, but I don't really know what's going on with me medically. I just know the symptoms. So rather than solving your symptoms, what we really want to do is get to the root of the issue and pull it up by the roots, yank it out, and solve it. Not to be too violent in my imagery. So Lynn, I see you in the chat. You're welcome to press *6 on the phone if you're also on the phone, or you can ask the question in the chat. And if you are on Ustream and you haven't signed up for the chat, you'll want to, because there are great people that are here this evening. You go to the upper right-hand corner of your screen. You can log in with Facebook, Twitter, or create a really fast 2-second account. And we will take it from there. Oh, yay! Good! Hi! How are you?
I'm logged in everywhere. I'm on the chat. I'm on the phone because I don't have a microphone on the computer that I'm logged in on.
No worries, no worries. It's just really good to be with you. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
I think I've gotten over. Sarah's talking to everybody else on this grade on Tuesday, so oh, good. I'm not the only one.
No. So, what are you thinking?
Okay, so,
yeah.
My goal is, I have my website up, and I also have a business partner, and we're doing this together. But we have the website, and we have the product that we, it's a service that we want to do. But I think we're kind of stuck in how to launch because nobody knows that we exist.
Exactly. And your website is DBK Solutions, right, Lynn?
Right.
I'm dropping that in the chat so everyone can see, so they can look at your great website.
And so I have to launch so that I can get some clients, and then hopefully I want paying clients.
Yes. So.
And then what I've talked over with my partner Julie is that we need to create, once we get launched and have clients, we need to create some kind of service package. Because if you look at my website, we have two different areas of products. You know, we have like a begin. It's basically the first one's like a beginner's line, and the next one's an advanced type set of products.
Yes.
So we could create packages and sell those and try to create passive income off of that. But that's a little bit down the road. I still have to get launched and get clients first.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. This is perfect. So talk to me about what you've done to find clients so far.
Well, originally, what we were going to do was, she had worked for a company in Toledo, Ohio, and they needed those kind of services that we are going to provide. So she thought once we got up and got everything developed and everything, that what she did was she emailed him, but he never has replied back to her, because what we were going to do was use him as like our first client, and then use his testimonials from getting the good service and put that on our website. And she has a couple more people in the DC area, like in the government area, that we wanted to target. But I don't think she tried talking to John Hopkins, but I didn't get to hear how she talked to them. But she didn't come away. They liked what she had, but she didn't come away with a client.
Got it. Got it.
And so then I have to learn what she's saying so that I can do it here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for those people who are not familiar with what you do, who are your target clients?
We can do small business, like any kind of retail business, because if we get a data file from you, we can drill down into your data and get people that you should probably market to, or you can say you have a certain kind of product and you want to hit somebody that's like has newborn babies or something like that. We can get the demographics out and target who you should target, so you have a mailing list and stuff like that.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And so you actually provide leads, or do you provide, like, here are the demographics you need to go after?
We create them a report of who they should go after, you know, like in a certain zip code and stuff like that.
Awesome. Perfect. So I'm going to ask the really silly question of, can you create a report for yourself?
Yes.
Have you done that?
No.
This is always what happens.
But I can work with her to get that done.
And so I would start with something like that. I would also, what are your price points? And I would put your price points on your site, because I would say if somebody comes there now, it's like an itch they can't scratch. There's no way for them to know. I'm looking under the product section, and that's where they would look, correct?
Yeah, but we're charging by the number of records that are in your data file.
Got it. And so if you could...
And I believe, if I remember, I have to go back to some of my files, but I believe we're charging a penny a record.
Awesome.
Because you can get a million, a data file can be very large, so you could make a lot of money just off of one file.
I got it. I got it. And so what I would do is, I think a couple of things. If it starts, and is there a minimum to start working with you? She has not said that we need to charge a minimum. Great. So what I would do is I would put pricing that, some idea of something, just because your standard edition could be $300, it could be $3,000, it could be $30,000, and I'm not going to have any idea at all. And so you could put something like prices start at blah, 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 or anything that alludes to it costs much less than you think. Just anything that would get me to move forward with it. Because one of the things I think that people will do is, next I will tell you where to start connecting with people, but what they're going to want to do is go check out your website. And so they're going to want to see that, and if there's nothing about price information, that just, most of the time what we'll do is we'll get distracted and we'll go do something else. And so they won't follow through. The other thing I would say is that the person that she originally connected, can she continue to try to reach him?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. He really liked her when she worked for him. I don't know. Originally, after she went to the DC area, he was emailing her once every 2 to 3 months. So she didn't think about, I mean, she'd respond, but she didn't. She was kind of surprised when he didn't respond back when she sent after we got the website up and everything. She was surprised that he hadn't responded.
Yeah. So So
I'll try to ping him again.
definitely. And I would even say if she wants to write something and it says, you know, I think you're so smart, I just want to see what you might think about our new website. That's a great way to start, because sometimes what will happen, and the reason that sometimes people won't respond, is because they feel like they're being sold to. And so their just wall goes up. But if instead somebody sends me their website and goes, I think you're a genius, will you tell me what you think about this? Then I'll look. Midway through I'll go, oh my gosh, I need this service. And then I'll send an email that says, this is what I think of your website and I'd like to buy this much. So you can suggest that to her also. I wouldn't have her contact him the way she did before with the same information, because it may have just been that the way that she wrote it turned him off a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be.
That makes sense?
Yes.
So then,
because because he's like a big company, but they needed specialized stuff, and then the other people that we can target are like universities and government type people, so like anybody that has like raw data we
right.
can do something with.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So then the other thing that I think that you're on target with is you want to get some people and get some testimonials. So what I would do, Lynn, is I would come up with like a list of at least 10 people you know who could use your services. And particularly because you're active on Facebook, perhaps look at people that you might even know already on Facebook. I mean, I know that there's some people in our mastermind that have baby products. I know that there are people who have other things. And so they might be really happy to get, you know, just a few reports from you. But then they'll write a testimonial, because I think that, on your website, the pictures of the people there, unfortunately, we don't necessarily relate to them because they're models. And so they look really pretty and really happy and really put together. But instead, if you have a picture of somebody that looks really human and normal with a testimonial beside it, that'll amp up your sales once you get there. And by starting to do a little bit of the work and getting testimonials, then people are going to start to say to their friends, oh my gosh, did you hear about Lynn's company? You've got to buy from her. And it will sort of start in a grassroots kind of way. The other thing that I would suggest that you do is this. I think LinkedIn would be really a resource-rich place for you. Have you used LinkedIn at all?
A little bit. I'm careful about using LinkedIn only because a lot of the people that I work with at my regular job are on LinkedIn. And I don't want them to know about my business quite yet, because I don't want the bank that I work for to think it's a conflict of interest. I leave my income for a while.
Got it. And so what about your partner? Could you use her account?
Yes.
Do LinkedIn through her account and go crazy. And I would say too, Sherry Sexton, who's in the chat right now, is an expert at LinkedIn, and she can definitely provide you guidance and tips. But what you can do is get on loads of groups there that are thick with being your target market. And you don't need to think just linearly also. So you don't need to just go to small business groups. Like it could also be, you know, doctors who play golf or something, and then you can get the Johns Hopkins. And so sometimes in that kind of arena, people don't expect for people to show up who are offering some business stuff. So obviously you don't post on there, and I know you would never do this, but you don't post on there, buy my stuff, you know, and put a link to it. Instead, if you add something to the conversation, or if, you know, the doctor's playing golf, not that I know that there's a group that's called that, but if there were, you know, if they're talking about something, and then if you say, oh, that's so interesting, I love golf too, and just the other day on the greens, I was talking to my friend about all the new business we got with blah, 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 or something like that from our new report. You know, so if it's in the context of what they're talking about, then people will definitely be geared towards purchasing from you. So don't just think in a limited manner on LinkedIn, but get really creative.
Yeah, because I do have a LinkedIn account, and I can get Sherry to help me with that too.
Totally. But use Julie.
And use Julie's too. So
Use Julie's. I would say if you're worried about it with your company, then don't use yours.
Okay.
But you can use Julie's all day long.
Julia will be okay with it.
If
I'll
not,
check with her today. I'll send her a message. But
if you tell
Through
her
Facebook.
that you're going to get loads of business that way, I can't imagine why she wouldn't be. And
no, I think she'll be all for the idea.
yeah. If not, find an intern. Have them set up an account.
Okay. That sounds good.
But I think that you've got loads of potential there. And I think that by just tweaking a couple things on your website, getting some testimonials and having some people who are experiencing you is going to be great, because they're then going to be able to get you referrals. So just for a second also, so any of us can think of possible companies or businesses that might need you. Are there companies in the entrepreneurial world that could use your services?
I believe so. This one friend of mine who does a lot of networking, she has a friend that what he does is custom balloon events. I mean, really big time custom balloon events.
Yeah.
And so he needs some help too. So she was going to refer him to me to help him get more business.
I love it. I love it. So it's anyone who's needing more business. Does it need to be local business?
No. Because everything we can do is on a server. So as long as we can get a data file from somebody, we can do something.
I think it's phenomenal. What I would do if it were me, I'd find the 5 people who have the biggest mouths on Facebook I know, and I'd offer them the service in return for a testimonial.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Because if you've got somebody who's got 5,000 or 20,000 people that are connected to them in social media, people love free stuff. I have to say very often what happens, because I obviously manage a lot of people's social media, I will tell you that there are very few people who actually email and say, I'd like to give you something. If they say, I'd like to gift you something, people will always take it. And they'll put stuff up on their walls for it. But if they do get a lot of people who are like, buy my stuff, and that's just not exciting. But, you know, one of the best things I ever heard is that if you want to sell a millionaire something, offer something for free. And then they'll be a lifetime purchaser, or they'll recommend you like crazy because you didn't try to get their money. So
I totally agree with you, because like that's what all the Whole Foods there does. They give you free samples off the store, and I'm more inclined to buy if I get something free than pay it up front and not know what it tastes like or something.
yep, DBK Solutions just became Whole Foods.
That's right. And there's one place like that I can target for some people to get more technical type people is like Tech Columbus, because we're a member of that too.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Really good. Really good. You really want for your testimonials the people who have a large following. They have a lot of people connected to you who will buy a lot, and they will talk a lot about you.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect.
Sounds good.
Helpful?
Yes, very helpful.
Good, good, good. I'm so glad. And then the launch strategy stuff I had mentioned in the mastermind on Tuesday, I'm going to be gifting you all launch strategy. So some of that will be really helpful to you too.
Yes, this was excellent.
Good. I love you. I'm so glad. Yay. Okay, so you can press *6 to mute, and anyone else who has questions, you can either write it in the chat box on Ustream, or you can press *6 on your phone. Feel free to go ahead and put questions on top of each other on the Ustream chat also. I will make sure to take them in the order that they were posted. Okay, somebody on the phone.
Lindsay.
Yes.
Hi, Lindsay. It's Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad you're doing this question and answer session.
Yay.
I've worked with a few private clients one-on-one, but what I really would love to start doing is workshops to help a lot of people at the same time. And I want to focus on helping them turn their interest into income, especially since so many people have lost their jobs, or they're worried about getting a pink slip, and there's this huge stress right now. So what I'd like to do is do you have any ideas on that?
You know what? I lost you right after you said what I'd like to do is. So say that part again.
Okay, what I'd like to do is offer workshops
Yes.
to help people turn their interest into income.
Great.
But I'm not really sure how to get started other than by maybe contacting unions where a lot of people are getting laid off, but I feel like a vulture doing that.
Right.
So I need some ideas.
Definitely, definitely. Really good question, Bonnie. So a couple of things that I would say. First of all, if you are setting up live events, it can be some of the most difficult money making around, because sometimes it is much harder to mobilize a group of 30 strangers than it is to get one person to buy a high-end coaching package. So the best way to get started is if you start to look for speaking engagements at like the Junior League or the Rotary Club or any of those kinds of organizations that are around. What will happen is during your speaking you can say, I'm also available to do other engagements. If you're interested, let me know. And what you will find is that there will be people who, because they're active in that group, are active in other groups as well. They will suggest you to their friends and that sort of thing. And so what I would say is you either need to have a group that you're really connected to that's local, that will show up for you no matter if it rains that day, no matter if, you know, their car gets a flat tire or their child gets sick. I mean, it's just, honestly, in this economy, sort of tricky to get people to all come to one place. Or you could also connect with like churches or places where they might do it, they might allow you to do it for low cost, but they have built-in community already. So it could be a nonprofit, or it could be, you know, an organization that, like if you find organizations that are, honestly, you know, it's so fascinating how things happen, because I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Like if you find organizations for, is Dress for Success the name of the organization that outfits women for job interviews, I believe? If you find organizations like that around you that are even charities and start to give talks there, so much goodness will come to you just from giving in that way. I mean, if you're able to get any kind of press coverage of that, that's fabulous, even if it's... Are you in a large metropolitan area, Bonnie?
No, I'm in a small rural area, but I am near a fairly large area like Huntsville, Alabama.
Well, see, the nice thing about being a small area, actually, is that if you can find places near you, if you can have them cover it, like in the local paper or something, that's a great way to start to get you connected to other people also, because they'll maybe even come take pictures and that sort of thing. So at first, the thing is, if you're going to charge a decent amount for a live event and you're not already connected with a group of people, it's going to be hard. So you could also explore doing like meetup.com, because you can bond with a lot of people on there. You can see other organizations that are available. So you would know in advance if people are going to come. The statistics on how many people RSVP and how many people actually show up are dramatically different. So it's like if you want a group of 30 people, you need to probably have like 45 to 60 people who RSVP. So you could start a meetup group, but you want to get a lot of people connected. But I will say too that if people are unemployed or worried about losing their job, they're probably spending some time online looking for resources. So it might not be hard to find them online, honestly. And so those, I think, would be your best bets. Do you have like a local Lions Club or those kinds of places?
We do. We've got Rotary and things like that here in town.
I would approach them because you want to go at this from two angles, I think, Bonnie. It's like to do group things is awesome, and also you want to be open to the people who come buy the private coaching from you. So you might go to the Lions Club and do a speaking engagement, and you might not book any other, groups from it, but you might find somebody who buys a $5,000 package from you. And so you want to keep, I think, all of those avenues open. So I would not only look for groups. I would do that part of the time. And here's the deal too, that we will come up with ideas that we think are genius, and we will do them until, like, we have hammered the nail in so far that no one could ever get it out. So if you find that it's not an easy path, if you find that it's really difficult to get this to happen, then look at other avenues also, because there may be easier, faster ways for you to get more income. And once you've got a certain number of people who are doing either private coaching with you or virtual classes or that sort of thing, then when you hold a live event, you've got a lot of people who will show up for you because they're already fans.
Lindsay, do you think it would be better to try to do virtual classes then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Always. Sorry. But it's just there's so many people.
Okay, that works.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many people in the world who need you, and there's so many people who, I grew up in a really small town in Missouri, and you just didn't have resources. And so the phenomenal thing about teaching virtual classes is that you can connect with people all over the world. I mean, I'm sitting here in Los Angeles, and you and I would have never met at a local event.
Right.
So you've just got so many more millions of people who are available for it.
Okay. What do you think would be the best way to start, I guess advertising virtual classes?
Well, a couple of things you're going to want to...
Should I put it on my website?
A couple of things you're going to want to do. First off, you're really actually going to want to follow the tutorials from the first week of the mastermind, because you don't want to launch a virtual class until you've got like 20 or 40 people who you think would buy it. You don't just want to, this is a problem, entrepreneurs all the time like launch into outer space and then no one shows up and then they're heartbroken and then it takes 3 more months to try again. And the deal is, what you need to be doing every day, Bonnie, is connecting with potential people who would purchase from you. And as you get clear that they really are someone who needs your virtual class, who can afford your virtual class, you put them on that list and you keep in touch with them. And once you've got a certain amount of those people, I would say at least 20 and I would hope for 40, then we talk about launching the class. And you're going to get the launch strategy, and it's a worksheet that shows you exactly every single step to take, so you don't even have to worry about that. But the first thing to do that's most important is to really connect with the people who need you.
Okay, sounds good.
Yay! So fun to help you, Bonnie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Was that helpful?
Great. Thank you so much.
Good.
It was wonderful. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. I'm glad you're okay with all the storms.
Oh yeah, we're hanging in there.
Good, my Lord. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to a question that's on the Ustream chat from Abby. She says, we are making so many connections but very little sales. I love questions like these. I love all the questions, but this is just such an easy one to solve. For Abby, you're going to, I hope, love the answer. So how do I get more people to buy, not just from the site, but from my sales team as well? Where are the people who are willing to buy? Awesome question. FYI, we are working on the services and pricing page as we speak. Perfect. So, I would say 2 things. First off, your sales team needs to get, I mean, I don't know who they are, so I can't actually speak that directly, but I know that you and I have talked before about your sales team and having them post on Facebook and that sort of thing. They need to be connecting with entrepreneurs all the freaking time. And even in your posts, Abby, I think you've taken the advice so well, but let's give you some advanced posts to do. Because you put up your posts, great pictures, you're following all the stuff for the top news feed algorithm, which is fabulous. If you all have not looked at Abby's Facebook page, Abby, feel free to throw your Facebook page up in the chat for people. She's doing a great job on that. And here's what you need to do also. You need to start to do things at least once a week, like, would you like help with your social media? We're offering a special this week for $349 for whatever the $349 would buy. So if you are not talking to people about what it is they can purchase from you, they don't assume that they can purchase. And so you've got traction in social media. You also do social media for people. I mean, I know you've got plenty of other services also, but people on your sales team and yourself want to start talking about what people can buy. And then there are some certain ways to do this. If you're telling people that it's a special, human psychology gets us excited. Oh my gosh, it's only $349 this week. I have to do it. It appeals to that part of us. If you tell us that it's only for the first 3 people who sign up, oh my gosh, I want to be one of the first 3 people, I'll totally sign up. If you tell us that They buy one, get one free of something. Oh my goodness, they want to do that also. But what you've got to start to do, and this is an uncomfortable process for a lot of us, and it's also really crucial. It's like we'll talk about anything on Facebook, but we won't let people know that we cost money. And we wonder why people don't give us money. It's like if you were single and you would never go out on a date with someone, but you were single and you did want to date, but you just, when people would ask, it was like no. It's not a perfect analogy, but it gives you a little bit of an idea. It's like if you went to singles mixers and just sat in a chair by the wall. That's a better analogy. That's a really good analogy. So don't let your social media be you being a wallflower. I love it. Abby's like, I got it. I love it, Abby. You're a quick study. So here's the other piece that's important to know. You might go too far at first, you know, like sometimes when we do something the first few times, it's a little bit ungraceful. And that's okay too. People will forget about it in the next few days. They will not even remember what you've done. And I would just invite everyone to keep a look on Abby's page. And on the days when she is posting some prices and some stuff, I mean, you're with a group of entrepreneurs now. We are your target market. So ask for feedback from people. And folks, please feel free, I would say, to give Abby feedback about whether it's striking a nerve or not. So Abby says, how many days a week should I do it? I would say, honestly, Abby, knowing exactly, and this is specific to you and knowing where your social media is, a couple days a week, just make it about your life. A couple days a week, make it specific about the services you offer. You have to educate people about what you do. So you need to let people know that you do website design for entrepreneurs. And then I would say a couple days a week you want to put some prices on things. So, you know, do it a little bit light-handed. So it's like on a Tuesday you could put up, we've got a special going on for $3.49 through the end of the week. And then on Thursday you could say, oh my gosh, here's the secret. You want to say something that is social and that's connected before you say something that's sales. This is like the biggest tip I've ever probably given out loud. It's so funny. That's why I love doing Q&As. So if you say, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed by how many people have purchased our special. That's social. We're connected. I feel like, oh my gosh, she's overwhelmed. How cool. Let me read the next sentence. And the next sentence says, or even the end of the sentence says, or I guess the next sentence would say, if you're interested in our $349 social media session special, let me know. So I've read through that whole thing, and I don't feel like that was too heavy-handed at all. If nothing else, I get to go, I'm so glad you've gotten so much luck this week. So you want to be social and then say something about a price, a bonus, a benefit that someone got from working with you. You just increased so-and-so's followers by this many. She's so happy. That kind of stuff. So it's just constant education. I think that that's what's necessary. And I think for your sales team, that's going to be what's really important. I think there's another conversation to be had about how to have a sales conversation, because my sense is that your sales team with making phone calls without getting results is not having the right kind of sales conversation. So I would have them stop calling. I wouldn't have them call at all. I would have them just on social media, because it's a waste. If they're not getting sales, let's get them off the phones. So anyway. Is that helpful, Abby? I see Rodney has put something up on the site while I'm waiting for the delay of Abby's response. I'm going to check out Rodney's post and get back to him. Abby says yes. Okay, awesome. So Rodney, let's jump to you. Rodney says that he's posted something about a client he's currently working with, and he'd love my feedback about today's post. I see. Oh, I can. Oh, you're so cool. So here's my feedback. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
You said friend. Don't say friend, because then you just sound like you're this nice guy who's giving stuff away.
About that.
No way. No one is your friend ever again, Rodney Washington. Claim your worth. So it's perfect in so many ways, except that the beginning of the post says, "I'm so proud of my awesome friend, Daniel Largo. It's been such an honor to support her as she develops and grows her business from a little idea." See, the problem is that if I'm a brand new friend of yours, I just think you're a nice guy. I have no idea that people can pay you for marketing, so I could even be looking on my computer for somebody to buy marketing from, and it wouldn't strike me that you are someone who could do that. So it's just going to be a little bit uncomfortable. It's that visibility stuff, but baby, put client on things.
Okay, so I had friend and client, and then I took off that, and then I just said, well, maybe I'll just say client. And then I did 3 revisions about it, so yeah.
Here's the other thing that you can do, because it's a tricky thing, because what happens too is it's like, well, this is my good friend. If I say client, is she going to think that I'm trying to sort of, make myself make more money? So what you can also do is just skip the word friend or client. If you just said, "I'm so proud of Daniel Largo. It's been such an honor to support her as she develops and grows her business," like, I get that you are a really nice person that I can buy stuff from. So that actually probably, because I think that your marketing probably has a serious amount of sophistication to it, so that actually is the best advice, I think.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Okay. Now, what I was going to... I'm sorry, go ahead. I was going to ask you something.
No, please go for it.
So what I was going to say was that I have actually 3 people that I'm actually working with this week that are on Facebook. They're current clients I'm working with now. And after reading over the notes for this week's mastermind, I'm actually going to do the surveys and some of the clients, some of the lessons that you gave us using them. And so it gave me the idea to start basically promoting them using my page. So I wasn't sure about the book because I have 2 more coming, and there's a lot with Daniel in particular. There's a lot of stuff coming on right now that I'm helping her with in her business. So I can definitely post something about her next week. But I wanted to ask you about the balance in that, in terms of obviously talking about what they're doing and how I'm helping them, and then also putting together a post that I actually say that offers my service that I'm doing. Because the common thread between all 3 of these women is that I'm helping them with their website, and I'm helping them get more visibility.
Great. So here's what I would say, and this is an important little transitional thing for you to know also. Knowing you and knowing the people who are connected to you, one of the things that I would make sure to do is to stay authentic and stay in your voice about how it feels to have a growing business. So for instance, when you put up posts that allow people to purchase from you, what I would do, Rodney, because it's very easy for us to sit at our computer and think, okay, all these people I don't know are going to buy. Instead, think of an entrepreneur you know who needs marketing help, who could afford to pay you. Write it to them. And so if it is something that says, for instance, "I am loving helping more people. It is such an honor," and then it says what you're selling, that's great. But you want to really connect with the people you're connected to in these posts. And so you can put up, here's the thing too, like if you just love the heck out of the people that are your clients, if you are singing their praises, we love to watch other people do that. It's like why we watch the Olympics, it's why we watch, we love to watch people champion other people. So you could honestly talk about how you love working with people every day and talk about selling your stuff, and it could be like, I would say you probably only want to try to sell yourself stuff like 2 times a week or so right now, because otherwise it's going to be such a big shift from what you've been doing before that some of your friends might not pay attention, and we don't want that. But at least 3 or 4, you got 7 days a week, at least 4 days a week, your posts need to be about your clients or selling stuff.
4 days a week about clients and selling stuff, okay.
Yep, awesome. Love it. Okay, I am gonna.
One more question I want to ask you.
Okay.
On the lesson that you have about influencing 10 people.
Yes.
How do because I'm transitioning sort of my target audience I'm talking to. how do I really kind of find people to, I mean, I guess am I going for people who are already friends of mine already and who they're connected to? That's what I'm not really sure about.
Totally. So Rodney, in case it wasn't clear because my phone connection's a little muffled, he's asking about my advice to friend 10 people a day who are his potential target market. So here's some key things that I would do, Rodney. What you really want to keenly look at is who do you think are potential buyers. So someone who is friends with 400 of your friends doesn't necessarily make them someone that would potentially purchase from you. So you can do a few things. You can watch people who also sell marketing and look at their pages and see who the people are who are like, I don't know anything about marketing, this is so helpful, and you can become their friends. Some people don't like the way that feels. I think there's more than enough for all of us, so it makes sense to me. The other thing that I would say is if Facebook does friend suggestions for you that do have a huge number of people actually, friend a couple of those because that'll get you in the top news feed a little bit higher. But then also really it requires some reading. So it's different than just going on and clicking faces. Really check out some other people's posts, see who you think needs marketing help. You'll start to get a real sense. Like you can, I'm sure walk in a room and go, oh, I bet that person's my ideal client. Like you'll start to get a feel for who those people are. So you'll start to do some sleuthing around. And what you'll probably find is this, that it's like where there's one person who needs marketing help, there are 10 people who need marketing help. So the people that you're helping, friend their friends, and start to really sleuth around until you start to see a pattern in who the people are that you feel like would buy. And it can even be like, okay, I know everybody paid $300 to go to this event this past weekend and here's a group photo. I'm friending them because I know they had $300. But don't just go with the Facebook suggestions only. You can do the ones that have larger amounts of people because we want to get your friend numbers up. Sound good?
Right. Yeah, that sounds good.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to jump to Rachel's question. We are so full of questions tonight. And then after Rachel's question, if anyone is on the phone, I'll have you press *6. So Rachel, I love it. Sherry's already solving it. So Rachel says, I'm a one-man show at the moment, and I'm trying to do my homework, laughing out loud, and I want to do social media to attract them with little work, if that is even possible. Can this be done? And if so, what can I do first? Overwhelming. Absolutely makes sense. And so here are a couple key things that I would say to you, Rachel. First off, if you have kids or an intern or someone you know with some time on their hands who can do a little friending for you on Facebook, that's going to help things a lot. So I don't know if that's the case or not, but teenagers love Facebook. And so if you tell them, you know what, Lindsay Wilson has nice friends, I bet some of them need websites. Go friend Lindsay Wilson's friends who look like they need websites. There you go. Now only do like 10 or 15 a day because otherwise you'll get blocked, but that's important. Then after that, I would say doing your homework is going to be crucial because the homework that I've given you in the mastermind really lays the groundwork. It's like if I give you seeds and you go throw them on concrete or if you go throw them on soil. The ones on concrete are not going to do so well most likely. The ones on soil have a lot better chance. So doing that beginning homework is really going to plant flowers that are going to blossom hugely for you. The homework doesn't need to be perfect. If anything, like if it says put 20 people on the list, if you get 3, the main thing we're looking for on the homework, to tell you the truth, is if there's a piece of homework that you get to and you're like, I'm not doing it. I hate it. I'm blocked about it. I can't figure it out. That's the homework you need to do completely. So that probably will be really, really helpful. And then in terms of wanting to attract new business in social media, the friending portion is going to be the important part for you to begin with. And you can also, I see you with yes, yes with the kid thing. So if yes, yes is to having the kids thing, then have them write some posts for you. Tell them I'm in this class and she wants me to write some stuff about my websites. They might come up with some genius stuff. You can have your own little social media company there, so you're sort of jobbing it out. You can give them a commission if somebody signs up for something. And then if you follow the other pieces that I mentioned tonight, you'll be rocking and rolling. So it is a little, here's the other key thing too. If you allow yourself to be too overwhelmed, you will most likely, most of us, then just throw in the towel. And we don't want that. So most important on your agenda is not to get overwhelmed. So look at the priorities, see what's most important. And I would say that social media, out of everything else, is the least important at the moment. But, get some help. So, and you have a great accountability partner, so she'll be able to help you too. Okay, so I said I would take the phone next, and I heard somebody there. Who's on the phone?
Hi, Lindsay. It's Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Good. I loved your mastermind the other day.
Oh, thank
Amazing.
you.
You're so amazing.
Thank
I love
you.
you.
Thank you.
So I've been sitting with what you said to me, and I have a couple of questions about it. You had said to me, list 5 different ways to make money that's not through coaching. So I've been sitting with this thing about coaching, and I'm resisting the coaching, and I've been sitting with what I offer and what I can offer to people. And what I'm seeing is that what I'm offering, like I know what my target market is, I know all these things, but I'm really wanting to hone in on, okay, what can I offer?
Oh, Elizabeth.
It's very specific.
I heard, what can I and then...
Sorry. What can I, so what would be the 5 different ways for me to start making money right now that's not coaching? Because I feel like what I would be offering is very specific and not maybe for everybody. So I wanted to kind of extrapolate on that. You open it up on Tuesday when we were talking.
Totally. So what are those 5 things?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. And then we will grab Mary Beth's question on the Ustream chat. So 5 things for Elizabeth to make money. Number 1, classes. You are so connected with people around town and stuff. You could do a $49 class at the Wheel of Wellbeing in Westwood. It could be on anything. It could be on salsa dancing, which you're phenomenal at. It could be on raw foods. It could be on whatever you would want it to be in terms of that. But what's great is people need to experience you in that capacity so that then they can start to think of other people to refer to you and do things like that. So classes would definitively be one. I would say also, if you don't want to do private coaching, I think virtual classes are genius for you. It would require you to be on social media a little bit more than you are, but I think that you've got so many people who would show up. I would just plaster up a free class and see how many people might come to it, because I think that that would be helpful. The real point of this exercise for you is getting the cash rolling in. So these are not long-term necessarily solutions, but they are solutions that are in the here and now. So it's like we're throwing the seeds on the soil so they can grow rather than waiting for a tree to show up. And so that's why it's important. The next thing that I would say is, that's so interesting. If other people have ideas for Elizabeth, feel free to throw them in the chat also. So we don't want to do private coaching. I think also...
You know, Lindsay?
Yeah.
Not so much I don't want to do it, it's that, the clients that I've had, I've helped them do, it's been extraordinary what we've done, but it is very particular. I take people into eating raw food. Not everybody wants to do that. I coach people on very specific things, and it's not like everyone. I'm more of an inspiration than I am inspiration and motivation because of what I've already done at 52 than it is teaching other people how to do it on a one-on-one basis. And that's why I'm so much opposed to it. It's that it's not something that's really opening up so much as it is the inspiration part. You know what I'm saying? Every day people are like, oh my God, you're 52, you have a body of a 20-year-old. What are you doing? But they're not interested in doing it themselves. They just want to be inspired by that I'm doing it and look towards it, but they're not going, oh, okay, sign me up for that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how to capitalize on that.
I totally get what you're saying, and here's what I think also. I think that what's happening, and I think that this is why this exercise is really good, I think we're getting to the crux of the issue. I think that there are loads of people who will say nice things to all of us, and it never meets our needs. Like, it's lovely that people are going to say those things, but the people who need you, you're not hearing yet, because there's so many voices around people who are saying, like, you look amazing and all of that kind of thing, but they're not willing to follow through with the action. the raw food stuff and the things that you offer, there is a huge market for. Don't tell me if you Google raw foods that there are not people that are making massive bank on raw foods. I mean, you could put out stuff that were just about teaching raw foods. But the other thing I would say is this: will the people who find you inspirational pay you?
Well, corporations would. That's why I want to go down that road. That's something that, yes, I feel they would. I just don't know how to get into there. But I feel like that's something that would be a yes.
And so again,
on the face of something that.
Yeah. And so again, here's the thing that I would say. You can sign up to do like free speaking gigs in front of all sorts of people. I mean, start submitting yourself out there a little bit. Start getting in front of.
I've done that. I've done that a lot. I've done a ton of that. I've spoken all over the place.
Got it. So
it needs to be the next level.
Got it. So my sense here is that the thing that's off is the money coming in. So what we've got to do, and so the reason that you don't want to do the coaching is because it's not fun, or because people don't follow through on it, or if you tell me in like 3 words.
Yeah, it's not opening up. It's just not opening up.
So there we go. And that's something for us to work on. Because I think that what it is about the not opening it up is probably that you've looked to the wrong people to purchase and marketed it in a way where the people who need you can't reach out to you. And we can solve those problems.
I'm open. I mean, I've been working at this for a while now, and it's just, I'll get a client, and it's like, now, 1 or 2, I've had amazing results with them. But, you know, they were really committed to doing it. So I'm open, really open. I don't know how to go at it.
That's awesome. And what I would say too is that in the Masterminding site, go ahead and put up some of your real deal down and dirty frustrations. Get really real with us. And so it's like, if it's totally disheartening to you that people sign up and then they don't follow through, there are plenty of people on there who've got lots of coachees who don't follow through, and they've got ways to deal with that. If you talk about the specific ways that you've marketed it and how you've named it, and then let people know what the body of it is and what it actually entails, there's somehow a disconnect there that we can solve. And I completely hear the disconnect, but what I would say is this, that it's like, before I was with Paul, there were 89 reasons why I wasn't in relationships, and I could keep those 89 reasons, or I could get in a relationship. And so I get that I am like, this is tough love, like to the nth degree with you, but I could sell 5 coaching packages for you tonight. So I just think that we have a block. So sweetie, it's like, pray for the...
Yeah, well, no. Yeah, real deal, I don't really want to do it. Real deal, I don't really want to do it. I will, because I need the cash, but I don't really want to do it.
I love it. And so there we go. I want to make sure that
And I'd rather put my energy in what I really, really want. That just feels authentic to me, and it feels like I'll be a better contribution on a more massive, broader scale than I will on one-on-one.
And so that's
what I really want to focus on.
And here's the last thing I'll say, because we have a couple other questions, but I want to make sure that we give you what you need. So here's the deal, Elizabeth. If I had a daughter who knew that she was supposed to give things on a huge scale, but she were struggling financially, I would tell her, sweetheart, you are so meant to give things on a huge scale, and let's put you into grace and ease and abundance, and then we'll get you to the huge scale. But let's make sure that your needs are met first. And let's take care of that today.
Okie dokie.
Are you so angry?
Okay, I know at 52, I know what I want. I've done enough for what I don't want, and I know what I want. I don't want to waste any more time doing what I don't want. It doesn't get me what I want. So I want to be able to apply all my energies towards manifesting what it is I really want.
That's cool.
And I want your brilliance and expertise to do that.
And so
And the mastermind is supposed to do that.
And so if what you want is corporate gigs more than you want cash, I am happy to change focus with you, but when you tell me you want cash, I'm going for cash.
Right, I don't think they're mutually exclusive. But yes, I would rather do what I really, really love.
Then cash.
Okay.
So let me know what you decide on that. I'm going to jump over to Mary Beth's question, but
Yeah, go ahead.
I love that you are sharing honestly about it, and I get that it's a conundrum. I get that any transformation has this part in the middle that's hard. So I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
And I'm committed to doing it. So go to the next person. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so Mary Beth says, why do you keep getting blocked when you try to friend people, and how do you not get blocked? I only did 8. So here's the deal, Mary Beth. If people don't respond with a yes quickly, there's just a little algorithm inside of Facebook that clicks and goes, you're on a timeout, because obviously you're trying to network. Facebook is a huge conglomeration that's trying to make money, and they don't actually want you necessarily networking and making money from it. There's nothing that they will do to you except they've figured out this new thing where they can block you for a little bit. But don't worry about it. I mean, the way that you can bypass getting blocked and get more friends quickly is if you look at other people's pages and see who has been active recently. So rather than selecting people who have 10 mutual friends, who maybe only get on Facebook once every 6 months, so the algorithm's going to tip, instead you can go to my post today. You can see all the people who commented today. They were all on Facebook today. You can friend them all. They'll probably accept, and it won't tip the algorithm off. So that is my little insight into how to do that. Unbelievably, we only have 3 minutes. Is there anyone who has a burning question? And if so, pop it up onto the chat, or you can press *6. Mary Beth, you're so welcome. And that's actually a good little trick to know, because you're going to want to build friends fast for your business. So friend the people who are active. Okay, we still have 3 minutes. If you got a question that's not burning, press *6 or put it in the chat. I'll ask questions. I love the part where I get to ask questions. Okay, Abby says, how can I get our potential clients that we have pitched our services to trust us and buy our services? Do they tell you they don't trust you, Abby? Because my sense is it's not trust. I think there's probably a reason they're not buying, and if you want to get really brave, what you can do, this will be so helpful. Abby says, no, they don't tell us they don't trust us, but I feel like that when they don't buy. So that's an interesting thing for you to know. It's just interesting that the word trust will probably pop up all over everywhere for you in your business, and that's just like a lesson for you to be learning about, which is awesome. If you start to ask people why, they say, you know what, I'm working really diligently on my business, and I completely understand that you're not purchasing right now, but can I ask you a really honest question, because I really want to be the best business person I can. Can you tell me why you didn't purchase? And if you're lucky, 2 or 3 of them will tell you the truth. It may not be fun. They might tell you that, all sorts of things. But if they tell you what's up, it's the reason why 20 or 30 of them aren't buying from you also. So I would go out there, and more so than trying to get them to buy, I would ask them why they didn't buy. And you're going to need to be really connected to them when you ask. So I wouldn't send it in an email unless you know that that's a way that they might respond. And I would be really careful so they don't feel like it's confrontational at all, because sometimes that freaks people out. They feel like you're actually trying to get them to buy. So get really settled with the idea that they are not going to purchase, and find out why they're not buying. Because seriously, it's like the reason why one person is not buying from you is the reason why 50, 500 people are not buying. Is that doable, Abby? Abby's either gotten off. Okay, she says yes. I was like, she's either going to ask people already or she hated the answer. So it is 6 o'clock. I can't believe it. Thank you all so much for being here with me. This is awesome. Sherry Sexton, you're so cute, at 6 o'clock says, if I feel that my packages are not quite perfect, still put them up on my website? I assume that's a question. The answer is yes, Sherry. Yes. People can't buy things if you don't put it out there as available. Why would you open a store and not have any merchandise? Keep all the merchandise in the back room. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that for yourself. Mary Beth says, after our call today, a neighbor showed up at the door saying she wanted to borrow my wood and would take down the building and take that wood. That's brilliant. Okay, it has been a joy to be with you all. Can't wait to see you again when I see you next. You can always find me on Facebook. If you are not on my fan page, at www.facebook.com/ILikeLindsay, please join me there also. We have some fun things in store for you. And it is an honor to hold your all's businesses in deep care and love, and know that the position that I'm giving my expertise from is the very best knowledge that I have in terms of what works, not just for me, but what has worked for loads and loads of my clients, and the truth that might set you free. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you all so much. Have a great night.